Okay, so here we're dealing with rational exponents. So you've already seen exponents in a basic algebra class. Rational exponents just means exponents that have fractions. So if you look here, we have 16u squared, all raised to the 3 over 2. It's important to know that when you have rational exponents, that the numerator represents something and the denominator represents something. So the numerator represents the exponent. The denominator represents the root. So the denominator represents the radical. So this would transform into this. Okay? So here, if you remember your exponent rules, we have this base in parentheses raised to the exponent. So that exponent has to apply to each piece. So 16 raised to the 3/2 u squared to the 3/2. So we're going to simplify 16 to the 3/2. Well, what does that mean? It just means the square root of 16 raised to the 3rd power. Okay? And then here, 2 times 3 over 2 is just going to simplify into u to the 3rd power. So most of your work comes from simplifying the 16 raised to the 3/2. So the square root of 16 is 4. 4 cubed. 4 cubed is going to give us 4 cubed gives us 64. So 64u to the 3rd power. And that's it. On this next one, we have b to the 1/4 times b to the 1/2 all over b to the negative 1/4. So again, it's just basic exponent rules from a basic algebra class, except now you're going to apply those same rules with exponents that may be fractions. So we're going to deal with the numerator first. B to the 1/2 times b to the 1/2. So you're going to take that base. The rule says when you are multiplying like bases, that you will add the exponent values. So we are going to do 1/4 plus 1/2. You can do that by hand, or you can do that in your calculator. This is an intermediate algebra course. You should be able to add 1/4 plus 1/2 on your own. If you cannot, plug it in a calculator and just do it. Okay, you would get a common denominator, and then you would get 1/4 plus 2/4, which would be 3/4. So we're looking at b to the 3/4 over b to the negative 1/4. So we are dividing like bases now. And the rule says when you divide like bases, that you subtract the exponents. So we are subtracting a negative 1/4. So that actually means we add 1/4. So we get b to the 4 over 4, which is just b to the 1, which is just b. Don't be afraid of the fractions. Just use your calculator, the button on the calculator. If you have the TI 30 X2S calculator, which is what you're supposed to have from your syllabus, you go 1, ABC button, 4 plus 2, no, plus 1, ABC 2, in order for you to get that first answer. And you would see that you would get the 3 over 4. Okay? So that's how you use your calculator. All right? And that is from section 10.2. All right? And always remember, math is easy, and you can do it.